The world is facing a huge shortage in the supply of vaccine to fight cholera. And today is a red letter day with the release of the oral cholera vaccine. Officially, you're talking about the launch of the vaccine. I have with me Dr. Krishna, co-founder of Bharat Biotech. This really is a big moment for India. Why is it so significant? Because we do know about a huge global shortage, in fact, for this vaccine.
Well, there's a severe shortage because of the war zone and the migrations and all that. It's a big shortage. Gavi is facing a problem. UNICEF shortage of vaccine. See, we want to see something can help. See, we believe that we always work on neglected disease. We want to help the communities at large. I don't want anybody to die because of infectious disease. So I think it's a very momentous, because if we can save some of the people in Africa, I'm more than happy to be a part of that.
The work for this started 10 years ago. I mean, even before the world knew you as the man who brought the Indian COVID vaccine.
I mean, people know me, but cholera is very specific to Africa right now. And so many people really feel that there's no market opportunity for that. So I think I'm passionate about it because, many African visitors were there to our plant, and we were working on most of the African continent disease. One of them, typhoid conjugate, we were the first one. Now we made cholera. And we are focusing quite heavily on African specific diseases.
What is the advance that this oral cholera vaccine has over what is already existing?
See, other vaccines, what is also developed by Dr. Holmgren from Sweden, all are developed by him. So that one is 3 or 4 strains. So you have to make some of them heat killed, some of them are formalin treated. So you have to mix them together afterwards and then make a good quality control. It's a very complicated manufacturing process and quality control also. Here, they put all the antigen in one bacteria. So everything is there in one bacteria. So you grow in one bacteria, you do one manufacturing process, one quality control. So it meets all the requirement. So the manufacturing becomes much easier, and controlling the multiple strains of the cholera.
So the strain that you're using is actually not a naturally occurring strain, and you've genetically modified it to bring in these properties.
Yes, this is a recombinant strain where the different antigens are expressed in one bacteria, one cholera bacteria, so that you don't have to multiply different bacteria and mixing together and all, which others are doing. But this one is one strain, one bacteria carrying all the antigens together that protects broadly.
So the phase 1 of this, the technology transfer that happened from Hilleman Laboratories, what has happened at the India end? You spoke about phase 3 where 3,600 people were on the clinical trial.
I mean, the preclinical phase 1 done by Hilleman Lab development, and they have done Bangladesh clinical trial. And after that we took over. So they were leaving the country. So they gave transfer to us, the technology. We took over and we done the phase 3 manufacturing and also the phase 3 trial, 3,600 people, we've done that trial.
What is the kind of demand that is there for cholera vaccine worldwide? And when we are saying only about 40 million, is that right? Doses are being manufactured annually, is that right?
I believe there's a severe shortage of 45 million doses right now, the Gavi, that's why UNICEF shortage. I think that is a number immediate requirement. But the future requirement, it can be a preventive vaccine. Now people are using, when they have a pandemic is attacking, they're using the vaccine. But actually this vaccine really should be used as a preventive vaccine before incidents. So I think because of shortage, they are not able to introduce this vaccine as a preventive vaccine.
When can we expect this out in the market? What is the stage at which you are ready to manufacture? The launch of the vaccine has been announced. When do we expect it to be in the marketplace? And what is the volumes that we are talking about?
So we got a CDSO license now, 28D, and market license, both we got it. And we are ready to sell. We ready to manufacture and market it whenever the market is available. But can we sell it to UNICEF? Not yet, because we need a WHO pre-qualification, which we are going to be trying for that. But certainly the capacity is not an issue.
So does that mean that the Indian regulatory authorities have already given the green signal for this?
Yes, they have given a license, 28D, manufacturing license also, we got it already.
And there are certain areas in India that are endemic for cholera. What are the areas where the demand is expected to come? This is obviously, you're looking at a global market.
We are looking at a global market, but if coming into the Indian market angle, the entire Bay of Bengal area is highly contaminated with the cholera. from Orissa, West Bengal, Bangladesh, and Assam, all these areas highly cholera is one of the major problems. But problem in India is when you have a diarrhea, they use so much of antibiotic. So we literally, the cholera is being suppressed by using an antibiotic. A simple one vaccine would solve the problem and also avoids the multi-drug resistance of cholera. So whatever the antibiotic usage is really causing an antibiotic resistance in the country.
Is pricing going to be an issue now? I mean, as in the volumes, of course, will determine the price ultimately, but compared to the earlier vaccine, how does the price compare?
No, we first believe is innovation. We are a strong believer. We don't want to be a price-sensitive people, but we are sensitive on price because price should not hurt the public health program. That we are very sensitive about it. And it will not be expensive compared to any other vaccines which is sold in the market, and will be equal to them. But most important, we are introducing a delivery system in a plastic capsule. They're simple, just open it and pour it in the mouth. So you save the last of cold chain. Cold chain work changes the game. And otherwise you have to glass vial. It has to be supplied in a single dose. How many glass vials you can supply? And this cold space really reduces dramatically. And anybody can just open the sachet and put it on the bin.
Jan Holmgren, when he was talking with us, he was mentioning that you came forward to take this technology when at a time when perhaps not many were willing. Tell us what was the driving force for that, and obviously market and how price realization is there. That also is going to be a factor when you agree to take up such a project.
So I'm a scientist. I'm a scientist basically in my heart. I still remain a scientist. I always say that nobody should die with a small population to big population. So I don't look at it market angle, and I don't want a vaccine can be sold in all the continents. I look at it, okay, this continent is suffering, Africa is suffering, India, Bay of Bengal area is suffering. Can we do something for the project? So I don't look at a financial angle, and which is important. I'm not denying that it is also important, but I think this is where the partnership helps in, like Hilleman Lab and Wellcome-Trust, all helps us to bring the technology affordable and make it happen.
So what you're making obviously is for a global market. What is your strategy in that sense to reach those areas where healthcare is not perhaps as developed as India? You were mentioning earlier also that, Hyderabad, India and Hyderabad are the centers for the manufacture of drugs, for instance, the vaccines as well.
No, for example, for us the immediate requirement WHO pre-qualification so that we can supply to UNICEF. That's the first priority. We are also interested to supply the drug substance to any African country they want to buy from drug substance from us. We can supply and they can manufacture there and supply to their country also. We are open for that also. So we want to see that African manufacturers also sustain. And we are willing to work any African manufacturers who want to buy drug substance from us because we are going to be cost efficient in drug substance. I don't think anybody can be most cost efficient like us in a drug substance. And they can fill it in any country in Africa and use it in their own country. I'm looking at that second option also.
Any other products in the pipeline now? R&D is a big part of what you do.
I mean, we are working on chikungunya, Zika, and we have paratyphi. And we are working on non-typhoidal salmonella, which is again funded by Wellcome-Trust. We completed in US phase 1 trial. We got a US FDA IND approved, and we finished a phase 1 in US, Baltimore. Now we are taken to the phase 2 into Africa. There is again African problem. The poultry bacteria going to humans in Africa. So when you have that African problem, again Wellcome-Trust came and helped us, and we doing with University of Maryland partnership. And again an African point. So there's all new vaccines. Nobody has done it. So I think I love to help any community, small or big, doesn't matter, should not suffer. And I think that I work as a scientist. I don't look at a market. I look at whether the small population can be saved with certain technology intervention can be done. And I think like that.
On this issue of vaccine uptake, my final question, how are you working with governments or health organizations? Earlier you were mentioning about how you believe that cholera should be part of actually the state immunization program.
I mean, it's a government has got some priorities, but certainly they can introduce in the eastern part of India, entire eastern part of India as localized and supplied to this in the immunization program, state immunization. State can adapt, if not federal government, central government can give some money to the state government to buy the cholera and introduce into all the adult vaccination program. Like tuberculosis, is most of the adolescent is 25% of adults are positive for tuberculosis. Like the cholera also is a major problem in northeast and eastern part of India. And I think the central government can take a proactive role, our state government can take a proactive role. They keep small money for this so that you can avoid the antibiotic. And also the person suffering, 3, 4, 5, 1 week suffering in a hospital, and the hospital utilization of a bed and also the antibiotic utilization, all both are not good. That's something which state government also should start realizing the public health is very important. Small intervention can make an impact.
I can't let you go without asking you about your greenfield project in Bhubaneswar. Anything you can share about that as of now?
So we are now expanding big way in because we have a limitation here, and that we are building one of the largest manufacturing facility in Bhubaneswar. And you look at it after Hyderabad, there is no manufacturing plant in entire eastern Vadam, including Andhra Pradesh. There is no manufacturing plant up to Nagaland, Mizoram, nothing. No biotech, no vaccine plant. I think this is the first manufacturing plant in the entire eastern part of India. I think we are proud to say that this is the first one coming in Bhubaneswar, and which I will let you know later. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that's Dr. Krishna of Bharat Biotech telling us about the oral cholera vaccine that they've launched today, and many more steps to come ahead. In Hyderabad with camera person Nagraju, Sudhir, NDTV.